Teuthida. Our sister waited in the dentist's chair. The dentist's name was Dr. Roy, and in our household he was revered as a god. We had regular appointments every 6 months, which still could not account for the fact that he knew everything about us, not just what sports we played or the date of the upcoming dance recital, but the names of our friends at school, what teachers we had, how we were doing in our subjects. Examining our every tooth with his sickle probe, he'd say, grave, but not stern, "I hear you didn't do too well on that last math quiz." And we, our jaws open and our eyes wide, and his confident hand on our chins, could only blink at him to show our understanding. Blood in our mouths, but not on his clean white coat. He knew us, and he cared about us. He was disappointed when we failed. We studied harder. We brushed our teeth with feeling 3 times a day, remembering that it mattered to Dr. Roy. Our teeth were a gift, the posters in his office reminded us. Our teeth were our gift to Dr. Roy. Our sister waited in the chair. She was 7 years old and she loved him. The dental hygienist had not yet come in to run her motorized cleaning tools over our sister's teeth. Dr. Roy entered. "Let me see," he said. She opened her mouth, obedient, her heart sounding her love and need. He tilted her head back, peered inside her mouth, and patted her on the cheek. "Perfect," he pronounced her. She was released. She floated into the waiting room, where we sat with our mother. "Finished with her appointment already?" "Yes," she said, incandescent, perfect. The pictures of us are gone to the storm. Mother put the framed prints upstairs on the bed in the master bedroom. Her aunts, long-skirted, on bicycles. Her grandmother in a woolen bathing suit. Her father making his first communion. But the photo albums stayed downstairs, and the home movies, buried by the water from the river and the lake. We don't know why Mother didn't bother to move them. She didn't move them, so the pictures of us are gone, and so now is our sister. We know what we know about our sister, and we know we are missing everything important. We look for causal links in the events of our lives and cannot find them. We cannot find the difference that mattered. We light candles for intercession. We tell ourselves what we know about our sister because we cannot bear what we are left to imagine. She started to disappear before the storm. She was 16, blonde, tall, tan. She pulled her socks up high because that's the way the jocks at her school wore their socks, high on their shins. She wasn't fragile. She had thick, straight hair and a sharp sense of humor. Over her sophomore summer, she developed a habit of sleeping late, sleeping all day. We joked about it. She slept through everything. "Where's your sister?" Like all the teenagers in the United States of America, she was asleep. One picture salvaged. After school swim lessons, the 5 of us stand in height order against a cinder block wall, and our sister is first in line on the far left. Parts of her are missing: the top of her head, the side of her face, her legs below the knees. A water stain rings the image, the colors washed away to nothing. What remains? Mugging in her uniform skirt, yanked up over her bathing suit, knobby knees, 10 years old, and white tooth smiling. Mother a teacher, and father a landman with a dog and a minivan and a 2-story house, fed us a steady diet of Walt Disney movies and the Holy Eucharist. At her first confession, our sister told the priest she had taken to addressing Mother as Cruella. Our sister had a wicked streak in her that 10 Hail Marys would not subdue. She got it from our mother. They fought hard with each other. They were alike, and it made them angry. Our sister, age 11, another failed math quiz, another long night battling the homework. Mother, beloved among her 4th grade students, shoving our sister's face into her math book in frustration. frustration. Stupid, stupid. Her face on the textbook did not make the math sink in any better, any faster. At the Aquarium of the Americas, our sister stroked the back of a southern stingray, Dasyata americana. The other children in her class wanted sharks and sea otters, but stingrays our sister understood, and jellyfish. Our first summer in Gulf Shores, she'd thought the jellies washed up to the high water line were forgotten toys and stuck her finger through one. We were a family of meat tenderizer and vinegar and offering to piss on each other's wounds. The students hurried on to the inevitable conclusion of the gift shop. Our sister followed reluctantly. Medusazoa, the jellyfish, bloomed behind the aquarium glass, silent and glowing, peaceful as an X-ray. She kept the doors shut, the blinds down, her tan fading in the cold summer of her bedroom. What was there for her to be afraid of? Her arms and legs grew thin. She was 16. She ran the water in the bathroom for a long time. Her limbs long and bony, childlike. She slept. Our sister was the forever president and founder of our exclusive club, the Brother-Sister Club. Only good brothers and sisters could be members. Good brothers and sisters didn't whine, didn't cry, didn't cheat at board games, didn't tattle. Mother snuck cigarettes. Our sister snuck cigarettes. The Brother-Sister Club was silent. What could Mother say? They were alike. Mother fought her and admired her. It's not as if our sister had been abused. It's not as if we hadn't all been abused. Her hair greened every summer in the backyard pool. Our sister cradled us in the shallow end, dipped our heads into the water as we guessed colors. She favored exotic Crayola selections, such as red violet and cerulean. She claimed she could hold her breath for 10 minutes and practice laps underwater for hours. In her first year of high school, she tried out for the swim team, but didn't make the cut. After that, she told us later, I stopped hoping for things. In her fantasies, she is a deep sea creature, a colossal squid, soft, long, rounded, with a sharp black beak. She can coil up into herself, graze the bottom of the ocean, simple, remote, inhuman, in darkness. That fall, the storm took aim with her clear, bright eye, and we left the house and the things in it. We left the pictures downstairs to be ruined. We drove away as the storm touched land and water and land 400 miles across the Gulf of Mexico. The dog barked endlessly in the back of the van. Father was out of town for work, and Mother drove all night to a hotel. She thought we were asleep when she crossed the state line into Mississippi. We'd been driving for hours in the wrong direction. There were no lights, no cars, no gas stations. She put her fist in her mouth to cover the sound of her crying. We could hear our sister vomiting in the bathroom of the rental house. She didn't bother turning on the faucet anymore. She came out with her knuckles bloody. You look great, people said to our sister. Other things began disappearing too. Clothes from our closets, cash from our wallets and purses. We'd wake up in the morning to find the kitchen cabinets empty, our sister asleep in her bed in her own bile. And Father, in the spring, he left town for business and never came home again. Mother took us to a restaurant. We ate together. Our sister finished her dessert, excused herself to the restroom. When she returned to the table, Mother wondered aloud why she had bothered to waste the money.